All right, so I'm going to be showing you guys a couple examples of some of these trades that I've actually just figured out. I guess you can call it the orb trade or break and retest trade, whatever you want to call it. I don't have a name for it, but it's very similar to the opening range breakout strategy orb trade. Um, but we take the 9:45 candle on the 5 minute time frame, and then we draw a box on that candle. We wait for direction, which is either a break up for buys or a break down for sells, and then the retest of that 9:45 minute candle. All right, let's go into it, and it'll be really quick. No in depth or anything, and only some tips on whether or not what to catch a 1 to 2 or 1 to 1. Let's go. So first will be today. 9:45 is this candle. We get the direction, which is buys, and then once we get our signal, which is the break in our direction, which will be this candle, the 10:05 candle, and we'll go for that 1 to 1. Why do I say we go for a 1 to 1? Well, because we don't have a high enough high of the day to go for a 1 to 2. Later in this video, you will see that example. It doesn't happen often unless it presents itself. So for this example, it does not give us that 1 to 2 opportunity. We go for a 1 to 1. You can get higher than a 1 to 1 on this example if you are aggressive, if you put your stop loss behind your entry candle. In this example, you get almost a 2.6 R, but I am very conservative, so I'd rather just go for that 1 to 1. All right, let's go back to the previous day. Find that 9:45 candle, and it is this one. So you can see already that we're getting that direction, which is sells. And then since we get that retest and our first close in our direction, we got to get that stop loss set. 175 points is a lot, but I do not trade a high contract. And then we go for that 1 to 1, and it just so happens to be almost the bottom of that. And you see how that 1 to 1 is still within that low of day. That is when I take 1 to 1s. If you're not conservative like me and you are very aggressive and you get almost a 3R trade. All right, next example. We got to find that 9:45 candle. And we get that direction, the retest, close in our direction, which is our signal. Stop loss below that 9:45 candle's low. Target that 1 to 1. And you get that 1 to 1. If you are aggressive, you'll get a 3R. You don't always get a 3R if you're aggressive. Sometimes you get a 1 to 1. Sometimes you will even lose. All right, next example. 9:45 candle. Where you at? Right there. Oops. All right, we get that direction. Close below. Come back and retest. And then it closes in our direction. We go for that 1 to 1. This is a massive stop loss. Go for that 1 to 1. And then you get that 1 to 1 a little later, but still win. If you are aggressive, you keep that target same size as the stop loss for that conservative people. And then you just keep that as your target down here. So again, stop loss will be for the conservative people above the 9:45 candle, and then target that 1 to 1. And if you are aggressive, you just leave that target there, but drag your stop loss above your entry candle. And then you get 1 to 2. We're gonna go to that one that gave you that 1 to that better risk to reward. Let me find it. Nope, not it. I think it's this one right here. Nope. think we passed it. We can do this one at 9:45. And see, this one right here is kind of confusing, but we don't get that retest like we want. We get the direction, it comes back up, but never closes back out. And I guess some people might take this one, but it's just two candles. It doesn't make sense. If you look at the previous ones at the beginning of this video, you'll see that we don't get that retest, just like the other ones. This one, you get the buys, retest, close above it, entry here, stop loss below, 1-to-1. And then if you're aggressive, you get almost 1-to-3. You could also target just the opening print or the high of day, which lines up perfectly. For this one, we got that 9:45 candle. No trade. 9:45 candle. We get the retest right here. You see how the low is right there. Conservative stop loss. Get that 1-to-1. It was literally a 5-minute trade. This one's a very messy day, but we're still going to do it because our conservative stop loss helps us with these messy days. Not always, but it does. And then we got that retest here. You could take a trade there. I wouldn't. It doesn't look that good. And then we enter on this one instead. Stop loss above the 9:45 high. Target that 1-to-1. And then we get it literally at the bottom. $9.45. This one's a bit kind of complicated too because you get the retest here, you enter there, and then this is when that conservative stop loss really helps because you get the stop loss below the 9:45, even though you got that tail right here on that 9:50 candle. We're still gonna go below that 9:45 instead. Then we go target that 1-to-1, and it works for us, but it doesn't work for the aggressive people. $9.45. This one's a bit tough because you get the break, you don't get that tap. I guess you can argue and say that this is a stop, an order block right here, and you take that one, but that's just not me. I just wait for it to tap on the 9:45 block. I think this is the one that I was looking for earlier. So 9:45 so happens to be this candle right here. And you see how low the low of day is right here. That's the low of day. And our 9:45 block is up here. Our entry, like I said, is that first candle that closes in the direction you're looking for. Stop loss above the 9:45 block. And then since we have such a long low of day, we're going to go for that 1-to-2 within that low of day. And it just so happens to be here. For the aggressive people, it works out very well for you. You got 14-point stop. Well, you probably would have got stopped out if you are very aggressive. Put your stop loss right there, you get stopped out. Or maybe you're a little smarter and put it above that one. So 15-point stop to make 180 points, and you make a 1-to-11. That doesn't happen often, so don't try to catch them every single day. Just look at the price action and go from there. Hope you liked the video, and let me know in the comments what you think, what I should change, what I can do better. I'm still learning and learning every day. And if you can drop a comment, a like, follow, whatever you got to do to help me out, and I'll help you out. Thanks.